Hey, Sarah C. Oh, and thanks for the sub. 3 months. Wow. Hey, Kiara, how's it going? Hi, Amanda. How are the three of you doing this evening, then? Yep, pretty good. Kind of sleepy from work, and, well, literally having my bathroom rebuilt this week because the landlord wants to increase rents, and we pointed out the bathroom is not in an acceptable condition. So the good news is new bathroom. Bad news is no shower for a week. We've only just had the toilet again. And of course, the contractors, to be fair, were working around the clock. So they put an extra couple of hours in to make sure they can finish up properly on Monday. So I can't really complain. Amanda, tired after your first work week, but you're practicing scales and you've booked a singing coach. Nice. We just finish posting links in Discords. Oh, and thanks again for the sub, Sarah. I'm quite sure I said thank you, but now I'm actually not sure and I just want to make sure. Oh, thanks for giving Sarah C a shout out, Kiara. Glass shattering from vocals, Amanda. Oh, thanks for gifting Kiara sub, Sarah. I absolutely appreciate the subs, and Kiara deserves a sub. Why not indeed? No one needs any reason to give me money. Just putting that out there. Oh, and thanks for giving Amanda the shout out, Kiara. Reminder, everyone follow Kiara because she is amazing and will not shout out herself. So I'm just going to do that now. Yes, you've been shouted out, Kiara. You are subject to the ordeal of being known. Everyone follow Kiara, seriously. Hey Jan, how's it going? Tired after the work week? That's fair. I too am tired, for I work in a bakery and have to be up in the small hours. And haven't had a chance to sleep because building site stuff. Ooh, vacation starts next Tuesday. Nice. Alrighty. That's everything. All my spamming done. Let's get this game started. Okay, camera's active. Okay, it's cold. I'm keeping my jacket on. You going anywhere for your vacation or just chilling at home? There has to be a joke in there somewhere about a baked baker. I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of boring, so I am usually sober. Okay, hopefully everyone can see the game. It's appearing on my feed, so I'm going to hope so. And hopefully everyone can hear it. Let me know if the audio is not great, or my voice and the game aren't balanced enough, and I'm just going to yawn. Okay. March the 22nd, 9:14 PM. Thanks for the 420 bits, Sarah. Call me immature, but that is pretty funny. Kiara, my voice is fine. Oh, excellent. March the 22nd, 9:14 PM. Gatewater Hotel. Corrida's hotel room. Okay, so recap. Phoenix's assistant mayor is being held hostage by someone who wants the suspect for this trial to get a not guilty verdict. We've just discovered the victim's room had a hidden camera in it. Kiara, 4:20. You never smoke at 4:20. Only 12:50 AM. To be fair, one etymology for 4:20 is that stoners started smoking at 20 past 4 o'clock. So, Sarah, it's always lovely. Assuming you mean my voice, thank you. I've had a bit of vocal dysphoria lately, but I'm feeling better about it at the moment. Plus I've got warm tea, that always helps. It's past 9 PM already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Mayor. These things take time. I'd say probably not. Oh, thanks for echoing the sentiment, Amanda. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. He's really reassuring her, even if he has to bend the truth a little. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. Wow, there are a lot of bears. Alarm Clock wants collector's editions, stuffed teddies, plastic models. It's pretty overwhelming. Is there a kind of bear he doesn't have? And also thanks for that, Jan. Castlevania demon. Lies? In your house of God? There's even a few in the trash can. Yeah, I get the feeling maybe the guy didn't really like bears. Yeah, more of a twink guy, I guess. Poor teddies. It's hard to bear with all these problems. Why do they have to bring back the clown? Of all the characters, why the bloody clown? I don't think I want to bear with the trauma the last case caused me. I mean, I suppose it's better than bringing back the bloody... What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Yes, Amanda, kill the clown before it mutates. You know it's going to try something funny. It's a suitcase. There are so many things in it that I bet it barely closes. There's his clothes, a dryer, an electric shaver, a calculator. Do all stars pack too much stuff like Mr. Corrida? Kiara mutates into Pennywise. It's so messy here. Pearls really likes things neat and tidy, I take it. There are lots of electronic things in here I've never seen before. Hey, Mr. Nick, tell me what they are, pretty please. Fun fact, I'm actually the final mutation of a clown. Okay, that over there is a watch. You wear it on your wrist. I know what a watch is. Oops, for a second there I forgot I was talking with Pearls, not Maya. Oh, I guess this means Phoenix is out of touch. And Maya's out of time. Shame it's not Thursday. There's all sorts of things in this refrigerator, like his insulin. The carrot juice bottle and the tomato juice bottle are both empty. Empty? It's too much of a hassle to throw them away, I guess. They're all vegetable juices. He must have been a real health nut. Oh, there's beet, some ketchup, and a bottle of strawberry jam too. A bottle? Maybe red was his favourite colour. March 22nd, Gatewater Hotel hallway. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 PM already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of this secret Mr. Corrida held about Mr. On Guard. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But I'm visiting hours over at the detention centre. I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Okay, guess we can't go into On Guard's room. March the 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, Viola Hall. Oh God, no. No, Phoenix, no, don't call her back. Please. Hey, wait. What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. And I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug swooper, isn't it? The one gum she made. I don't know, and frankly I don't care, but the request came from Edgy Poo, so... Edgeworth? And he said... If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. I'd like to think that was actually just their version of that thing where people where a couple, one part of a couple says, "You have my permission to be mean to hit them."
This is absolutely top secret, so you'd better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know. It was to catch poor one in the middle of a scandalous meeting.
Scandalous? What's that?
It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear one.
Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? But I'm sure she must have had some good reason for getting close to Mr. Corrida.
I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted that spy camera. It was Gordon Freeman. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl, the nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself, as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too.
Wow. The alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change.
I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet it's nothing good.
I didn't say anything. Oh no, she can read minds.
So you want to know about one and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, there was something of a refreshing pair, those two. I tell you, one really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard.
That manager? Who are you talking about?
You don't know? That manager woman, one had. It's a shame she killed herself, though.
Oh, yeah, I've completely forgot. Yeah, suicide. That's heavily in the backstory of this case, and also one of the characters, basically, the victim of the suicides was the mentor to Adrian Andrews, who's a character in this case, and she had suicidal thoughts because of it. So, yep, content warning. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impacts, Miss Andrews' mentor, right?
Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know.
Married? You mean to Mr. Corrida?
You young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement.
3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the... Why'd Miss Impact want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Why are they saying this with a small child present?
Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by one. You know, the man I'm standing.
What? But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right?
They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, one suddenly cancelled their marriage.
Is that true?
It was in the weekly magazines.
But why? Why'd you do that?
That was not in the magazines, unfortunately.
I see.
That night after one called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself.
How terrible. I wonder what happened between those two.
I don't have anything to say to delinquents like you.
She's clamming up like the old clam she is. Please, anything will be helpful.
Well then, how about I tell you my measurement? What the hell?
No, that's okay, really. She really doesn't like you, does she, Mr. Nick? I know. So how's everyone's evening going anyway? Kiara, it's okay. Mine's going pretty good, actually. Didn't have much planned apart from streaming and an early night, but looks like it's going to be streaming and then a normal night. March the 22nd, Gatewater Hotel, hotel lobby.
That nice. There must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. It looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down.
Okay, anything to look at?
A lobby with a grand staircase always feels enormous. When the murder happened, it was a buzz with people running back and forth. But now, since things have quieted down, it actually feels more eerie than before. These cameras must belong to the press that came to cover the conference. They're all basically doing the same thing, staring at the empty stage. Seats for the spectators of the post-ceremony show and press conference. But it's too bad neither event is going to be held now.
Okay, that's everything there. March 22nd, On Guard Mansion, living room.
Yeah, it looks like no one is around.
Oops. What happened to that person with the stuffed teddy face?
Oh, she must be in that butler with the stitches on his face.
Shoo? Meow. Oh, there you are. I guess you're still awake, huh, Shoo? Come on, let's play.
I wonder if that butler, Mr. Doe, is already asleep or not.
Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth here.
That's actually a fireplace.
How are they different, Mr. Nick?
You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it.
You should come visit Fay Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick.
I bet it's for Mr. Ungar's cat to use.
Oh, you mean Shoo?
The door. It's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it.
Okay, that is clearly the door that May is behind.
It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What's wrong with me? What is with me and feeling inferior today?
A giant bicycle is flying through the air.
That bicycle purse is one where you don't have to pedal, and it moves on its own.
Yep, the only Radiohead song everyone knows, Kiara. Really? Wow.
But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly.
What about just the national anthem 2 + 2 is 5? What about Walkie Talkie Man? Wait, was that a Radiohead song? That's too bad. There are masks here.
Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The one next to it, the ones next to that's the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate.
Am I thinking Paranoid Android? Could be. I'll be honest, I don't know music very well.
They fought many battles against the backdrop of near-old Tokyo.
Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid.
Ah, the true millennial experience. You'll get your boyfriend into Radiohead whether he likes it or not. March 22nd, Writing Co. Law Offices. It doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here.
Well, he's out there with that camera asking around all the electronic stores.
Then I'll make some salad for him for dinner.
It looks like Pearls really appreciates what Gumshoe's doing for us.
Mr. Nick?
Yes?
Where's the lettuce?
I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before.
I guess I have to give up on making a salad then.
I guess the lack of lettuce is kind of a problem.
Jeez, Phoenix, eat your veg.
So the real person who killed Mr. Karina was?
The assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right?
And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind.
He already has a favourite song, Wolf at the Door.
Who was the one that hired to kill her to begin with? Who is his client?
You mean, who asked for the murder?
That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer.
Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews?
I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself?
But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be.
Matt Guard himself?
Was it Matt? Or was it Shiny? If Mr. Ungard really did hire the assassin,
then he's not innocent at all. Far from it. He'll be guilty of the crime.
Yep, that's how it works, Phoenix. But it can't be Mr. Ungard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him...
Mr. Ungard, I'd like to Columbo you. Did you kill Mr. One Creeder? Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes One Creeder, okay? I didn't see any Cyclops at the time. Actually, that reminds me.
Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Oh, hey, Nolus. You're probably going to be going to sleep. Sleep schedule is effed up. Again. Ah, that's fair enough. Thanks for dropping by either way. Hope you have a good rest.
Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at trial today. She said something interesting.
So what was this interesting thing?
Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls?
Wanted to bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure that Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. It looked like somehow one had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Mr. Ungard's secret? What is this secret?
I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Creeder was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. Ungard had plenty of motive to have Mr. Creeder silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Ungard. There's no way around it now.
Okay. To the detention centre then. March the 22nd, detention centre, visitors room.
Visiting hours entered a few hours ago.
You'll be catching this on the VOD. Nice. Well, hello to future Nolus. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Oh, hey Sarah. Thanks for the hydrate and posture check. Sarah, woo, what's this? A bread friend? Yes, this is me. That one bread-themed YouTuber. I mean, not YouTuber. Twitch streamer, among many. It's actually quite surprising how many people have a bread theme. It's a good theme. And thanks for giving Kiara a shout out. I'm pretty sure you do stream, Kiara. Everyone follow Kiara. Subscribe to her. She's very cool. Also follow her YouTube.
Visiting hours entered a few hours ago. Looks like we're not going to get a chance to talk with Mr. Ungard tonight.
But isn't what we've had to ask very important?
Yeah, but I don't think that matters to the guard.
Wait, if the visiting hours are over, why's the guard standing there? Oh.
Visiting hours entered hours ago, so what's he watching over now?
Maybe he did something bad and he's standing there as punishment. Guess the game's preempted me.
Somehow I don't think that's it. Visiting hours entered hours ago, so what's the camera watching over now?
Maybe it's watching over the Mr. Policeman who's standing over there.
Somehow I don't think that's it.
Okay. March 22nd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. It feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happens. You're Mr. Ungard's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. Decisive witness? You mean for the Ungard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now?
Who is this witness?
I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer.
Mr. Nick?
Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah? Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did. Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention centre, he wants me to grant you special permission. So there you go.
What?
I've already called them so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much.
This is such good news, Mr. Nick.
Go talk to your heart's content. It sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag.
Well, that's that then. March 22nd, Detention Centre, Visitors Room.
I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Mr. Ungard and Miss Andrews are in this detention centre. Now then, whose story do I want to hear?
it's you.
I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight.
Me? I thought your client was Matt.
I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Miss Kurita had on Mr. Ungard. I'd like to ask you about Matt Ungard if you don't mind.
Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean.
You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Ungard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival?
That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. Okay, yep, so content warning, suicide ideation.
About Miss Celestine Pax.
I'd finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumour that one was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it.
You wanted to burn it? But why?
I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip. But I never had any murderous intent towards one. I would never do something so stupid.
The suicide note, huh? I wonder why it said. Why did you try to frame Mr. Ungard?
That's simple, because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right? Wait,
the police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right?
Is Phoenix really a lawyer? Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews?
Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please, tell me why you did what you did.
Revenge. That's fair. Huh? Did you say something just now?
Cyclock, huh?
Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But
I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say, revenge.
okay, let's see if we can uncover this then. When I was pouring that glass of juice, I honestly had no idea that one was dead. I see. I really am a terrible woman, aren't I? One moment I'm thinking of looking after him, and the next I'm stabbing him in the chest with a knife. We've all been there.
I'd like to ask you about this.
I told you, I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time to show me things that are of no relevance to me.
Wow, this is the first time I've been shut down this badly.
It was near one's dead body. I noticed it when I went to fill the glass. And then when I realised one was dead, I completely panicked. That's when I must have unconsciously picked this card up and put it in my pocket. As for why, I simply don't know. You know, there was only one thought running through my head at that time. With this, I can finally expose Matt's true nature to the world.
His true nature? I wonder why she's saying that but not telling me what his true nature is. If it were me, I think I'd be happy to finally get that kind of thing off my chest.
I hate talking about myself. It's a trifling matter. That's why.
Sorry.
Celeste was my mentor. She was a strong woman. She wouldn't kill herself over any old trifling matter. So? You have some idea of why she killed herself? Yes, I suppose. I guess she considers an assassin a trifling matter. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Why frame him? I mean, who wouldn't frame their boss for murder? That's right, Kiara. Washroom time. Okay, TSMR.
Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. On Guard for the murder?
I already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer.
No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. On Guard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said...
Revenge. So are you saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What's an absurd idea? I don't have anything I want to take revenge for.
Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge.
Ding. Celeste?
There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impax's suicide.
What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also one. What does all this have to do with Matt?
You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. On Guard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide.
Okay. I guess we don't have anything then.
I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather more clues before I try again.
Okay, back from the bathroom. Welcome back, Kiara. Okay, let's see what Matt on Guard has to say for himself.
Dude, it's Mr. Right. Hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Edgeworth just drops a bombshell on me by saying, that one creator was killed by an assassin, and that the assassin's client is this man, Matt on guard. What's wrong? Mr. On guard, there's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're not totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. About the press conference. You mean the one where one was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews.
It looked like somehow one had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
Could you please fill me in what this secret is, please?
Okay then. That's a lot of logs.
I knew this was coming.
Mr. Nick, don't tell me.
Cyclops. You said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it is. Do you, dude? Did you know about Mr. Creator and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what one did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Creator. Her mentor was Mr. Creator's manager. Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste's Impact's suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat.
Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it like a pea? Kind of a pea, like green peas?
Let's go eat one later, okay? Ugh. I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our mind to this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On guard, are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way?
Okay. Let's see if we can do this then. Matt's secret.
Now let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Creator had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I didn't know. I don't know anything about one, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay one any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Creator, especially on that night.
Okay, proof that he was paying attention. Okay, can't prove it yet.
I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again.
Maybe I need to get footage from the video or something. March 22nd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Mr. Powers?
What happened? Why are you here?
You see, I somehow got roped into this.
What?
And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers. I was talking with the detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home, when all of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. I'm just a normal guy in an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? So about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet, but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said.
Who do you think that lawyer, the detective... Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it.
Mr. Nick. Mystic Mare and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright.
Ouch. I don't really have a lot of friends, do I?
I guess most of his friends are through Edgeworth.
This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what's he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game to justify himself.
What? How horrible. That's unforgivable.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Okay, Powers. Seriously.
But you know, he once said that there's only one person in the world who wouldn't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him. His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Paz suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? Dazzling sort of image? Well, aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Paz? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. It's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this one yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impax?
We heard something about how her wedding was cancelled.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why didn't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Paz is so charged up his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note, and they say that one went and hid it. We heard about that in court today, but there wasn't any actual proof that she'd left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for one, that is.
Something bad for Mr. Creeder?
Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends, and she said,
"It looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man."
A truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Creeder by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. On Guard and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention centre right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. There's his phone. Mr. Nick, your phone. Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Beep. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal. I'll be back at the office really soon. But what's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth? Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good. The end, Beep. Hello? He got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? She said we need to go back to the office right away. Then we should hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow I doubt that. Well, back to the office, I guess. To be fair, going back to the office is never a good thing, especially in this climate. March 22nd, Wright & Co. Law Offices. What took you so long, pal? Mr. Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and he had to go. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. Huh? This quickly? And this bear's what gave him away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth that figured... Shh, pals. And, go on. There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt On Guard. Huh? Matt On Guard, your client. That's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard it right? That the person who bought this bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price for that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me. I'm sure I sold that bear to Mr. On Guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. On Guard's autograph outfit, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. On Guard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. Credit card receipt added to the court records. A receipt for $3,800. Proof On Guard bought a stuffed bear identical to the one in evidence. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you to file away into evidence. Spy camera, transmitter and stuffed bear refiled into the court records. Set to record the victim's room from 8 PM for 1 hour. Was running at the time of murder. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I never thought. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in one creator's room was Matt On Guard. Why? Why would Mr. On Guard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Creeder in one of their rendezvouses. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you gonna see it, Mr. On Guard, I mean? Yes.
I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next.
I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for pearls. Mass on guards, what in the world have you done?
Okay, interrogation time then.
You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 PM, my dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Do you know ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk.
Okay. Matt's secret. Okay.
Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Creeder's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then sent the images the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, where is this camera you're talking about hidden? The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess one had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Creeder was? Well, Mr. On Guard. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna ask my mom, okay? She says that I can't be friends with someone like you. Go home. If you don't go away, I'm gonna call the police on you. That's strange. I thought the answer was right there in front of me.
Okay, I guess I have to actually show the profile.
Mr. On Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. But he says he knows you. How can you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. On Guard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, it's all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want me to show me first? Here's proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear.
That's a very strange sentence.
I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. On Guard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from that is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be a toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush. It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles.
Okay, that's pretty evil.
Ew, elephant hair. Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So I ask you one thing? Yes? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So, if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like a stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked you why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Creator's room and filmed it in secret is...
Okay, I'm going to guess it's the tabloid article.
Adrian Andrews? There's a rumour going around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Creator were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Creator, you were going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal. Isn't that right? Dude, you can be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer Dude, that kind of scandal. That's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff? Juicy? Look, we can get publicity without spending a penny of that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stop paying attention to us, it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent, but it wasn't. You didn't spy Mr. Creator because of Miss Andrews. Then there's only one reason I can think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Creator's room was...
Oh yeah. Okay, hopefully this is it.
If I really wanted to set up a spy camera, I wouldn't have set it up in one's room. It'll be in your office, dude. Huh? My office? Well, dude, you're always saying really absurd things, right? It'd be like getting Comedy Channel for free.
Okay. Mr. Nick, if you push yourself anymore, your soul will shatter. Please calm down, collect your thoughts, and try again.
I made too many mistakes.
Okay, let's try that again. real reason you set it up in Mr. Karida's room was? Because they're on bad terms? Okay. Oh.
Well, what is this card?
Yeah, he set it up so he could record the murder.
Maybe he doesn't know about this card. It's a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him?
Kiara, did someone say murder? Maybe.
If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt on guard. I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because... you're a headcrab zombie. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how do you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Carida.
I mean, is it technically an assassination? I don't think it was political.
The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt on guard.
And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought that if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Yes, Jan. button 8. Well, that's what I thought anyway.
Mr. On Guard, you really did hire.
Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay?
Consult myself?
Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway.
About time for what?
I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt on Guard. Was he hiding that glass of brandy there just so he could swirl it evilly when he goes mask off? That is a very large glass of brandy. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have.
You really are. So you really are Shader Killer's client?
You didn't think I'd dirty my own hands in this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Tried to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. All I care about is that one is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? That's... You're lying. What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. Like this alcohol I'm holding. But why? Why do you hide the video camera and... A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian.
You knew about Miss Andrews' secrets.
But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. Least of all assassins.
What?
Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why... Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right. The video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why'd you do something so wrong? I mean, blackmailing someone who commits murder for hire. Because I'm a grown-up, and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? I'm beginning to think our client might actually be kind of a jerk. Why? Why'd you kill Mr. Creeder? Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they?
This is all because of that press conference, isn't it?
If Mr. Creeder had been able to give it, then Mr. Unguard's secret would have... Ah well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it really, but bit by bit it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Creeder ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin too. And how... Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Wait, so the assassin thought the guy who hired him to kill someone was... He's not a very good assassin.
Everyone all working their butts off me. Mass on guard. Ah, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How can I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed one creator, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that the killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Creator. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Ah, but too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Ah, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Mayor. You wouldn't want to test a killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. Phrasing. You scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. One said something just like that if memory serves. Of course. Well, we all know how things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Mayor, what am I supposed to do? And now? Now you finally found it. Oh, and now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Was he holding that scowl the entire time they were travelling back? March 22nd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Well, right. What are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No. We can't do that. That's right. He's holding Mayor hostage. What? What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth? Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt as I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, right, it's your turn. My turn? What is the thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer. Mass on guard. That man is really... It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defence and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Is it? Proper defence? But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcefully and bluntly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? Well, that may be true, but that's because I believe my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get on guard and acquittal, that's not a proper defence at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who are suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do.
Right, would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong.
Huh?
We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? That's... You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do.
People like you and Franziska von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict, for a man I clearly know to be guilty.
Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all.
And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty.
I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you're mistaken.
What do you...
Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realise the error of my ways. I realised that things such as a perfect win record were meaningless. What?
I don't believe you. Are you saying that's why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now?
The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith that you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you'll be powerless to change the ending of this story. Beep, beep, beep. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Beep. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time.
Tell me, please, why are you holding me hostage for Mr. Ungard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer?
Right. Please do not misunderstand things. He is my client.
Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much a killer of a killer himself.
I believe you're asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am.
Yeah.
This is what I like to call my aftercare.
What the heck is aftercare?
My name carries a certain amount of honour and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it is part of an assassin's duty.
An assassin's duty?
We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney. And to ensure you would do everything in your power to the very end. Sorry, by the way, everyone, my voice has been beginning to go.
What is your name?
I believe I told you once before, however.
You did, but...
My name is The Killer. Shelley the Killer. Oh, thanks, Kiara.
You're Shelley the Killer?
Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As the killer, I will always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain...
Mayor?
It would be my duty as an assassin to see that she receives a nice long nap.
No.
Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome.
Meow.
Beep. Come on, that was literally the cat. Put it together. Mystic Mayor, Mystic Mayor. I don't know what to say.
Edgeworth? Did you hear that at the end of that transmission?
Meow.
Huh, oh, that. It sounded like a cat.
A cat? Okay, they put it together.
It can't be that cat, can it?
What is it?
I think I know where the killer is holding Mayor hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for On Guard Mansion immediately.
Alright, you hurry over as well then.
Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun.
Yeah. March 22nd, On Guard Mansion living room.
Mayor?
Please answer us. Mystic Mayor.
We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it. That butler. All this time he was the killer. He and On Guard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time.
Is that a teddy bear? Ah, it's a figurine of a bear. But there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. Figurine added to the court record. A wooden bear-shaped figurine is covered in many thin cuts.
Bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Corrida? Why would something like this be here?
Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here. Ah, I'm sure that's for Shu.
Do you think that this came through that little door?
This door is locked.
Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth.
Yep, this is the place.
There's no one here. From the looks of this room, I'd say this is On Guard's private lounge. Look at this, right? An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals in a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it will be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but
antenna is plural. Well, antennae is plural. That's true, Jan.
The tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found.
No.
But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it.
There's a little door for Shu in this big door.
I'm sure Mayor used this door to shove this out here. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most crucial piece. This time too, I'm sure. It's On Guard's computer. Mayor, why couldn't you have just used this to get help?
Mr. Nick, where's the power switch?
Oh, I guess it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. It's a VCR and an antennae. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape.
Wow, remember VCRs? If only we had that tape, it would have been really helpful.
A huge television and speakers loom largely here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say,
I'd die a happy samurai fan if I could see the nickel samurai on the TV like this.
yeah, that's what she'd say. Ah, I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya of all things considered.
Nice table.
It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls on there.
But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with, Mr. Nick.
What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls would fit on here.
I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick.
I can't read all the labels, but this is a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like On Guard's tapes all of his own shows. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away.
I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time.
And now we've lost our only lead.
Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar.
Yeah, you're right.
We're close, I can tell. We've already set up a checkpoint along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us.
Maya. This looks like a picture of Miss Inpax. With love, Celeste.
Miss Inpax, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Creeder's former manager.
Why'd a picture of Miss Inpax be here in Mr. Ungar's mansion?
Why does it say, with love? This might be a clue.
Celeste's photo added to the court record. Found at On Guard Mansion. With love, Celeste is written on it. Ah!
What's wrong, Pearls?
But please let me see that picture frame.
Huh? What's so special about the frame?
On the back. There's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. Yes, Mystic Maya. She left us a message.
What?
I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get On Guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bagger not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? I know Nick would take a child to a murder scene. Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's got to watch out for that helpless lunk. And canonically, I don't know his boyfriend's back. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. No. Mystic Mayor. Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare?
Oh, nothing.
We searched the house and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us.
Edgeworth.
Yes?
As far as clues go, I think this is all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing.
And what's that?
Miss Andrews' psych log. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I could stand a chance in court tomorrow to blow this case wide open and expose the truth.
I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention centre.
Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last log.
March the 22nd, detention centre visitors room. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill.
Miss Andrews, I have come to remove your psych log.
Psych log?
I want to know, and you'll tell me. your secret.
Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Why frame him?
Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Ungard for the murder?
I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer.
No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said, revenge.
So you're saying I was taking out my revenge on Matt, and that's why? What's an absurd idea? I don't have anything I want to take revenge for.
Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that will make her take revenge.
Are you trying to help or hurt Matt with what you're doing?
Huh? What do you mean?
This random haphazard throwing out of evidence you're so fond of doing.
That's not what I was trying to do at all.
Then refrain from doing it anymore.
I guess I screwed up big again.
So you're saying I was taking out my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What's an absurd idea? Alright, yeah, I need to... Celeste?
There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge, and that's his Impax's suicide.
What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does this all have to do with Matt?
You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet, but for you to hate Mr. Ungard, it would mean that he had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide.
Can you explain to me what this relation... Okay. Now it's time to use the portrait.
This is a photo of Miss Impax, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though.
What?
With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impax's handwriting, isn't it?
Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It is a rhetorical question.
Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Ungard's mansion.
And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan.
Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out.
Because Mr. Creeder didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. Ungard? What do you mean?
I think I can see where this is going.
Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at that time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together.
So that's why. With love, Celeste is written on the frame of that picture.
They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scanner would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that's where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then it was suddenly called off. On the night one called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and myself. I'm sure even you can guess why one called off the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to one about his relationship with Celeste.
I see. So that's what happened.
But then why did Mr. Creeder have to call off the wedding? I didn't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. One and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on one. He was aiming for when it would hurt one the most. Poor Miss Impax. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when one discovered her body, he hid her note. But why did he do that? It's simple. One realised that her note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, one sought revenge.
Revenge? There's that word again.
One wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course.
And that was at the press conference after the stage show.
I know all about it because I heard it from one. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to one to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I found one's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I'd even bought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters, so when I stabbed one's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man?
I'm a lawyer.
I see. What a foul profession.
Also, he kind of has my assistant hostage. I could have said that to not make myself look like an asshole, I guess. Thank you very much for your time and talking with me.
It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway.
I can't sleep either. Not with Mayor's situation, or what I know now.
To be continued. Okay, I've about lost my voice, so I'm going to have to call it there. So, thanks everyone for dropping by. Sorry it started a bit late and my voice is a bit wonky. I hope you all had fun. Obviously this Monday it'll oh yeah, they said they'll have the bathroom finished by then, so hopefully I did Coral. Thanks, Kiara. Hopefully I'll have, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to stream Metroid Prime 3 without any trouble. I trust everyone took part in the day off Twitch on Wednesday. What about Metroid Censored? Well, you know, I was actually thinking of making that a subscriber goal at some point. But I'll have to think on that. You're taking a week and a half off streaming. That's fair enough. Anyways, I'm going to find someone to raid, then I can get myself to bed. Oh, thanks, Kiara. I couldn't take my usual nap today because of the literal building site that's going, because my basically my room's literally adjacent to the bathroom, so I've literally had a building site right next to me. But yep, I'll be back with more Metroid Prime 3 on Monday. Cosplay wise, the whole building situation's been making it hard for me to get anything done. But I've sort of got down the details of what I want to do for Grounded's Tale, so hopefully I'll, if I can, I'll try and get that done over the weekend, in between naps and work. Oh good, Twitch is loading. Let's see who's live. Yeah, I'll be fine as long as I get some sleep. Oh, Tamina Can's streaming Hades, so let's give them a raid. Yeah, I'll be fine as long as I get some sleep. So, yep, once again, thanks everyone for dropping by. Thanks for joining me for the raid, if you're joining me for the raid. Hopefully I'll be better rested on Monday with more Metroid Prime 3, and I'll catch you then. Okay, raid's active, so we're going in 3, 2, 1, and have a good night. And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment and subscribe.
BisectedBrioche, thank you for the raid. How's it going? How was your stream? I'm petting dogs. Coco, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, good. Sorry, what were you saying, Jen?
What is the raid on Twitch?
Basically, like, when you're done streaming, you can bring your viewers over to another person's stream.
Oh, nice.
Hello, Bree.